Up next on Laura Mackenzie's Traveler, we're off to discover one of the most surprising capital cities in Europe.
It's kind of misty and foggy here in the morning.
As we explore the sights of Ljubljana, Slovenia.
Okay, to give you an idea of where we are, this is Prešeren Square. This is where everybody comes to meet.
We'll take day trips to amazing destinations.
There's a castle in a cave!
And make some surprising discoveries.
This is one of the coolest things I've seen here. Fresh milk machines.
Then we'll take an imperial side trip.
The funicular. Are you ready? Let's do it.
So get ready, we're headed for an amazing ride.
Hang on!
Don't miss it. This week from
1 mile into the underground of Slovenia. And it all starts right now. We are in Ljubljana, Slovenia, and I have to tell you, I am so knocked out. I mean, I drove here in 3 hours from Venice. I mean, it's very convenient. I am so impressed, and I know you will be too.
Slovenia is a beautiful blend of cultures, lifestyles, and religions. The capital city of Ljubljana is located just a short drive from Venice and bordered by Italy, Austria, Hungary, and Croatia. Not only is Ljubljana the political heart of Slovenia, but also the proud winner of the European Green Capital Award of 2016. Ljubljana is divided into 17 districts with arched bridges, castles, and green recreational areas. A delightful surprise for visitors where real beauty is all in the details. From the city's royal architecture and rich history to its underground adventures and amazing metropolitan lifestyle. Ljubljana's location in central Slovenia was historically strategic. As a major trade passage between Central Europe and the Adriatic Sea, it has cultural influences from all over the continent. And a little walking tour is the perfect way to get acquainted.
It's kind of misty and foggy here in the morning, and it really helps to give you a sense of the history of the city. It's great. Now here's some trivia. Behind me is the university, and kids here at the age of 9 are required to learn English. So it's easy to get around, easy to get understood, and all the young people speak English.
Built in 1902 and established in 1919, the university is best known for its social and natural sciences and technical studies programs. But Ljubljana is also home to a rich musical heritage.
Well, this is amazing. The first Philharmonic Academy outside of Italy, where Beethoven, Haydn, Franz Liszt, they all conducted and worked here. And you can still see concerts. Where do I get tickets?
Incredibly quaint and virtually untouched by over-commercialized tourism, Ljubljana is a great city to just wander around in.
Ooh, I see a bag store.
Do a little shopping.
Cute.
And explore.
Okay, to give you an idea of where we are, this is Prešeren Square. This is where everybody comes to meet. Named for the poet Prešeren, whose lyrics are the national anthem here in Slovenia. Behind me is the Gallery Emporium, the best department store since 1903, and the Franciscan Church. My favorite color, by the way. So, here we are. If I knew anybody in town, this is where we'd meet.
Immortalized in statue and verse, Franz Prešeren was a 19th century romantic poet, considered Slovenia's greatest. He was a huge inspiration to the country's literature, and his lyrics to the Slovenian national anthem translate beautifully into any language. Across the square, the Franciscan Church of the Annunciation is a major symbol of the city, and the city's parish church was built by the Augustinians in a Baroque style in the 17th century. And just over the Triple Bridge, 3 identical bridges crossing the Ljubljanica River, you'll find the pedestrian-only Old Town, a recently renovated street of preserved medieval buildings housing top designer shops. And for a little local color, you have to see the outdoor market.
This is the main market in Ljubljana, and I wish you could smell how fresh the fruits and the vegetables are. They're all locally grown. And I'm here on a weekday, and it's pretty busy, but on Saturday, this place is a party.
Open-air markets are well known all over Europe, But here I discovered a super fresh surprise I'd never seen before.
This is one of the coolest things I've seen here. Fresh milk machines. It's in the cow in the morning and the farmers bring it to the machines twice a day. So watch this. You can bring your own bottle. If you don't have a bottle, you can buy a plastic bottle here for 30 cents. You put your money in here, pick a bottle. We'll take number 23. Hit start. Here comes our bottle. So we grab our bottle here and we come over to the milk machine. We put in €1 for a liter of milk. I mean, that's in itself is amazing. You put your money in here. The door opens. Ooh. We put our milk bottle there and hit start. The farmers own the machine, so if they sold their milk to a big company, they wouldn't make the kind of money, and the milk wouldn't be as fresh. This is totally sanitary, totally clean. And look, a liter of fresh milk, cream and all, for €1. Can't beat that. I even got more than, let's taste it. Amazing. Cheers.
Coming up next, we meet the mayor of Ljubljana.
We got the first award between 345 projects from 37 states from Europe in Barcelona for restructuring this pedestrian area near the river.
And discover a secret life underground.
Can you imagine discovering this for the first time?
Here's a tip: buy a Ljubljana card for discounts and free entry to museums and public transportation at the main tourist office near the Triple Bridge.
Laura Mackenzie's Traveler. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and don't forget to check out lauramackenzietv.com. In a city older than written history, where ancient traders passed through on the ancient Amber Road, Ljubljana is still leading the way here in Europe. Travelers today enjoy a capital city dedicated to sound urban development and dedication to being ecologically green.
Imagine 10 years ago, buses and cars and noise and smoke and trash. And today, a beautiful pedestrian area with shops and restaurants and just a great place to walk and enjoy the beauty.
Ljubljana's medieval town hall is where I had a chance to meet the mayor responsible for all this progress.
First, it's so important to tell you that we started with this program of Green Capital of Europe on the first election in 2006.
The mayor's goal is to increase the quality of life here in Slovenia in a short amount of time, including creating green pedestrian areas, the most impressive of which is a memorial walking path encircling the entire city.
The pedestrian area is beautiful, and that was all under your supervision.
Important pedestrian area, and the second is, for me, is the most beautiful city in the world. I started with
It is, absolutely.
Other goals include providing sustainable clean water and focusing on the collection of garbage and zero waste, and for the residents to live well.
To try to give to everybody this personal feeling. When I retired, my wish is to get my own hotel, a small hotel.
And then I come back and stay at your hotel.
I should work at the reception desk. You know why?
So you can meet everyone.
To see in your eyes what you want.
The mayor's vision has paved the way for progress in Ljubljana now and in the future, and visitors will definitely feel a connection to everything that charming Ljubljana has to offer. Exploring the city of Ljubljana, visiting the sights, and meeting the mayor were true highlights. But now it's time to get down with an underground adventure, riding miles into the Postojna cave.
Jascha, tell me about the different tours that you have into the cave.
Well, since this is the longest touristical cave in Europe, we do quite a lot of them. The main touristical one, it's around 5 kilometers long, and you do the first part by train, and then you continue also walking through the cave, through the most beautiful parts.
The trekking tours, you really have to be in good shape because you really are climbing through things, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you get wet and muddy?
In the longer ones, yeah, you do. You also have a special suit, the caving, the helmet. So it's really interesting.
That sounds awesome, but today we're just going to take the train, right?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just take the train and do the regular visit that around, well, almost 36 million visitors have done by now.
Oh, I look forward to it. Sounds great.
Postojna is considered the queen of all caves, and it's a perfect example of a karst topography that you'll experience firsthand.
We're going underground. Hang on!
This is the only place in the world where you can take an underground electric train to see a natural wonder.
Can you imagine discovering this for the first time? Who was that?
Well, this was a man from Postojna. His name was Lukacic, and he discovered it in 1818.
That's amazing, walking in and finding all this.
The cave actually has its own special science, speleobiology, honoring the many new animals discovered here, like these pale blind salamanders that were once thought to be dragon babies.
This is the symbol of the cave that's on your jacket
Yeah,
here.
this
Tell me
one-
about these.
Well, this one is we call it the nicest stalagmite in the cave. It's the whitest one. It's about 100,000 years old. And both this stalagmite and this column, they form the symbol, the logo of our firm.
And
So
why is it white and everything else is
Well,
brown?
because the water that's running on this one, it's coming through, let's say, stone. And this one, the water is running through soil.
And how many rooms do we get to see on the train?
Well, rooms, we have several hundreds of rooms. But the cave itself is 21 kilometers long. The touristic way is 5 kilometers. So it's
21 kilometers.
yeah,
Is that
it's a
the
long way.
biggest cave in the world?
In touristic is in Europe the biggest one, yes.
That is unbelievable. And how about visitors with disabilities? They can just ride the train?
This is the only cave in the world where they can go with a wheelchair through, because
That's
we don't
great.
have no stairs and it's a non-slippery floor, so it's very easy to walk through.
That means even babies and strollers can visit the cave.
It's about 45 degrees in here, and there's water dripping from the ceiling, and sometimes it hits you on the head. It's wet on the floor, so wear rain boots or something that can get wet. It's fun. Dress the part.
Postojna Cave was unforgettable, and this little country of Slovenia continues to offer big adventures. Ever seen a castle in a cave? Well, it's just down the road.
Sergey, what does Predjama mean?
It means literally in front of the castle, which you can see.
And how old is the oldest part?
The oldest part is from 12th century, the bottom part. And then the most recent part, and even that one is quite old, is from 16th century, and that's the first part, the entrance.
Picturesque and perched on a cliff, this castle is the only one of its kind, extending way back into the cave, and it's over 700 years old. The castle is furnished as it would have been in medieval times, to give visitors a romantic idea of how its residents lived and worked. And if these walls could talk, they'd have quite a story to tell about the bold robber Baron Arazem of Predjama, who made his hideout here after attacking the Habsburgs. He met his end from a cannonball where he was the most vulnerable, on the toilet.
This is the most famous part of the castle. This is this famous toilet where
Oh, that's where he met his demise.
that's it.
A castle in a cave you have to see to believe. Coming up next, from a traditional kitchen to an antique palace. Here's a tip. Before you travel, check Ljubljana's websites for a list of music, art, and cultural festivals that happen year-round.
Laura Mackenzie's Traveler. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and don't forget to check out LauraMackenzieTV.com. After you've seen the sights and spelunked the caves, the capital of Slovenia dishes up its next great asset.
Sausage, kielbasa, bratwurst.
When it's time for a traditional Slovenian dish, the menu is simple, and a local restaurateur is your golden ticket to really good food.
This looks so good. What do we have?
Quite a few things. We have the traditional Slovenian sausage, carniola sausage, and horseradish, and some mustard, and some white flour bun.
Oh, now you do a walking tour, a
I do.
food tour. Tell me about that.
Well, the way I do it, I focus on small, independent, mostly family-owned businesses, and I try to present traditional and also modern, contemporary Ljubljana cuisine. So not only do we taste the food, but we also learn about the people preparing these foodstuffs and also the story that these places, such as this one, entail. So basically, I try to tell stories through food.
And to get a real taste of chef training, I was taken behind the scenes for a lesson in a typical Slovenian specialty.
Who knew I had to come all the way to Slovenia to learn how to cook something? So I came to Cook Eat Slovenia to take a little workshop. So what are we going to make today?
Laura, you won't believe it. Strukli, it's traditional, authentic Slovenian food. It's perfect.
You start with the dough and flour the rolling pin so it won't stick.
Talent.
Okay.
Give me 5.
High five. Okay.
So we grab it.
We do?
Yeah, of course. Just go ahead. You have to be very, very gentle.
Well, it's fair to say I've never stretched dough quite like this.
Medic!
You can always do like this.
Wait, we're stretching the wrong way.
No, it's great.
I can almost see through that.
Yeah,
so
that's
thin.
the point. Strukli.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
We fixed the holes in our dough, and then...
Next step, you have to take this part away.
The fat part.
Yeah.
Okay, the thick
Will you
edge.
help me, please?
Okay, yes. There we go.
And then came the filling. Cottage cheese with a little bit of salt and egg. We dump it, and then we roll.
First, we'll make it like this. Hop. See? You should go there and try it. That's it.
Oh.
Perfect. You go like this, and then you roll it with this tablecloth all together. See? Press it down a little bit. Press it down a little bit, and you go.
After sprinkling the breadcrumbs, we're on to the next step.
Yeah, you did it. See?
Yeah.
It's going to be perfect strukli. Yeah, it's like this, and then we'll use this to tie it up.
After you tie up the strudel, it's put into salty boiling water.
So, la-la!
Perfect.
Great.
Bravo.
So, bravo to you. We'll put some breadcrumbs over and a little bit of honey, and that's it. And bon appetit from Slovenia.
So, did I get an A from the teacher? I'm hoping that's a yes. Ljubljana is definitely full of discoveries, and I just made 2 more. 2 elegant residences that were transformed into luxury boutique hotels, family-owned and run with amazing personal service. The Antique Palace Hotel and Spa is a 16th century noble residence and national monument, boasting one of the most prestigious addresses in the city and one of the small luxury hotels of the world. Once a private home and later apartments, each of the 18 suites and rooms are individually designed with luxury service and amenities. Many hotels say they're a home away from home, but here it's actually true.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's so great that you're here because this place actually was my home. Where I'm staying now was my apartment for years. I used to live here. This is actually my home, so every time I come back to Ljubljana, I just come back home. It's still my apartment. They call it now the Suite Belavanian Suite, I guess. And so it's great to be back. I'm just back home, you know.
In the palace, antique frescoes have been restored. Artwork by Tomasz Pandur hangs on the walls, and artifacts dating back to 10 BC decorate the halls. Even a rest in the garden is amazing, with strains of the Philharmonic rehearsals drifting across the courtyard.
It's a small little country, beautiful, and there is a very rich cultural heritage. The Orchestra Society was founded in 1701. In my lineage, because I was chief conductor of the Slovenian National Philharmonic, I was the first foreign chief conductor in the history. My lineage of predecessors are people very famous like Gustav Mahler, and Beethoven was here, and Haydn was here, Paganini, Brahms, all these very famous composers and performers. So I just was attracted to the culture, first of all, and then the beautiful heart, and people are very serious, very kind, and they work very hard, and we make great music together.
If it's R&R you're looking for, you can indulge in treatments inspired by the purity of nature at the hotel spa and work out at the fitness center. Then break your fast under the pristine white arches for 5-star private dining, with dishes prepared fresh at your request. Or take a perfectly planned day trip, arranged by the hotel concierge, because at day's end, you have a palace to come home to.
I come back here, everybody still greets me, everybody still recognizes me, and we continue to make great music. I have real friendships in this country that probably will hopefully last all my life.
Here's a tip. From March to October, you can sample food from dozens of local restaurants at the Friday Feast near the Central Market.
Laura Mackenzie's Traveler. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and don't forget to check out LauraMackenzieTV.com. Ljubljana is small but spectacular, and from the moment you arrive, you'll be enchanted, because in this award-winning city, there's always something new to discover. 1, 2, 3. I'm standing on one of the triple bridges here in Ljubljana, one of the famous sites here. You know, Slovenia was a great place to visit, and I hope you enjoyed seeing it with me. Join me again next time from another terrific place, somewhere else around the world. I'm Laura Mackenzie. Bye. From Old Town, you can take the funicular from the cobblestone streets to the top of the hill for an impressive discovery. Ljubljana Castle is an amazing medieval fortress, built to protect the city from invaders and positioned to see anyone coming from all directions. Here, seeing the castle is much more than a tour. It's an experience. Actors bring the history of the castle to life, and kids will love seeing a real drawbridge and a moat. Not to mention going inside the ancient cells of the penitentiary.